Hello folks, you probably saw the ad for the next rifle on the list, and that rifle is this one. It's a Reximex brand, and this one in the UK is called the Regime. In Turkey and the rest of the world it goes under the name of Apex, Reximex Apex, but for UK customers it's the Regime. Really nice little bullpup. First time I saw it was probably in an advert around the summertime. I quite like the looks of it then. I was looking for a compact rifle in bullpup design, and this one really suited it, what I was looking for. It's lightweight, easy to hold, and in initial results from target shooting, it's been really accurate. Everything's been basically hitting what I've been aiming at. Basically, Reximex, it's been out quite a few years, but like most of the Turkish brands, they start off as shotgun manufacturers. I think in the last year they've branched off into air guns. I'm not sure, I think they've got links to Kral. When you do look at the basics of the rifle, it's very Kralish. The magazines are the same. Looking at it, when you take the stock off, the actual way the valves done and everything all look very Kral as well. But this rifle, for what it costs, it's got a lot of extras on there that you wouldn't really get in a normal rifle costing this price. I was hoping to get one from Leicester Airguns, but they got the Reximex Ixia and they've got the Reximex Pretensis in, but they've not got this one in. Looking around, there's not that many knocking about, but I did find one at Solware, and this is where I got this one from. Right, we'll start from the rear end. It's got an adjustable butt pad, and if you see there, it's got a little button. You press on that and you can slide the butt up and down, and then on the side there you've got two little Allen screws, and you can pull it out as well for extra reach. Now what is unique about this one that you only really get on top end rifles is the Picatinny rail is adjustable. So if you're shooting long range and our club goes out 200 yards, it's got 4 Allen bolts on the pick rail, so you loose them off at each side and you can raise the rear end up or down, or the front end up and down depending. So you've got some adaptability in raising your scope on extra shots, and locked into that you've got spirit level at the back there, and it's spirit level on the pick rail. So when you first look at it and think, well, why are they that way? Well, it's because it's got an adjustable rail, so that's why it's that way and not that way. So I'll say you've got a rubber adjustable butt pad, up and down and reach. It's a side lever action, and it's in the place where it always should be, on the side there near the trigger. Now one of the downsides about this rifle is that in all other countries you can change from right to left very easily. What has happened to this one, it's come into the country, and I've got a feeling it's probably done at the importer. They've actually put a barrel grub screw in. Well, it's got 2 grub screws, but they've put a blank grub screw in, so you can't take the barrel off, and you need to take the barrel off to change the actual side lever over. because the linkage needs to be moved from one side to the other. The barrel's in the way, you can't get to the screw because the screw is directly below the barrel. So I can't understand why they've done it. It's range right. So range right, if you're looking, you need to sort that out, because why should we suffer in this country not having a rifle like everybody else where you can change the side of that when you've done it so we can't do that. So I'm going to get the bloody thing off so I can change it to the left side. But that is one of the downsides to it. Looking at the trigger though, it's got a nice trigger shoe on it, which is adjustable for up and down and cant as well. So if you're right or left-handed, you can point it to your right or your left. In front of the trigger, you've got the manual safety catch. It's not automatic, so it's back for on, forward for off. So that locks it in. There's nothing in it. So again, back, it's locked in, forward, it's off. So that is a safety in the trigger. Underneath it's got a Picatinny rail, so you can put a bipod on, flashlight, hand grip. Well, I put a bipod on it. The filling up of it is done at the front. Basically got a dust cover on that just pulls off. It's held in by an O-ring, and it's a fill probe, and you just shove it in there and you can fill it up. Good thing about this one, if you look on the end, you'll see a hole in the end. You get a set of Allen keys with it. If you put an Allen key in there, you can turn it and degas it that way using the Allen key. So if you want to degas it, you can do. But basically that is it. You've got a manometer on the side showing you the pressure gauge. It fills to 250 bar, and they say in 177, which this one is, you should get 150 shots out of the 330 cc cylinder, 310 cc cylinder, and in 2.2 you get 200 shots. So you get quite a big shot count there. So if you're down at the range, you could fill these rifles up, and you wouldn't need to take your bottle down there. I'm sure you'd have enough for an hour shooting on the range. Very nice. Like I said, I did try and adjust the actual side lever from one side to the other, and that's where I came to. I came to a stop when I got to see where I couldn't get the barrel off, so it's a pain in the backside. On the side here, on the lever, you can unscrew the actual biathlon, and you can put it on top if you want. So you can either have it up or down. So I mean, I prefer it down, to be honest. But what this also doubles up as is, on this rifle, like most of the other Turkish rifles, especially Kral, you've got a power adjustment there. So on full power it's your 12 foot-pounds, and that's got like a flathead screw bit end on it, and you just push it in the end there, and you can turn that to lower the pressure or up the pressure depending on where it's at. Another good thing about this one, it's a fully shrouded barrel, and it's fully baffled, and it's sprung as well. So you've got 7 baffles in it and a spring. It does mention 1/2 inch UNF thread, but it's not got that on the end of the shroud. So if you wanted to add a moderator, you'd have to get an adapter for that. Whether they're available, I don't know. But what you could do, if you wanted more sound potential, you can unscrew the shroud. The barrel stops about there, and you can screw a silencer direct onto the barrel if you wanted to. In fact, I'll just take that off and show you. See if so there's the barrel. and they've got 7 baffles. So you could, if you wanted to, get a 1/2" UNF by 20 adapted silencer and put it on that. But it's not too bad actually, the way it is. But obviously, this is probably a 2 cm shroud, so the bigger the volume, the better the sound suppression will be. So it definitely will be better with a silencer on it, or additional one. When I got the actual rifle, it came with its own test sheet. Now the first shot they fired through it, it was quite low, so I don't know if they just filled it up and then started shooting, because normally when you fill the rifle up, the first 1 or 2 shots will be either too high or too low. Oh, this one happened to be low. The first shot came out at 10.49 foot-pounds, or 748 feet per second, and then the shot after that came out at 11.9 foot-pounds, or 798 feet per second. So they've actually put on there adjust. So I think they realised at that point that was the only shot that it was at, and what that gave them was an average of 786.64 feet per second, which it tallies up to around 11.58 foot-pounds on average. But that's with the bad shot. I redid it, deducting that first shot, and it gave us an average of 11.68 foot-pounds, and that was using an 8.44 grain pellet JSB, I believe. So power wise, it's right up there at the top of the food chain really. So it's got plenty of power. Potentially it's got good accuracy as well. What I did find I had to do, because it was a new rifle, I expected the barrel would need cleaning. So at the same time I bought the rifle, I thought, oh, I might as well buy a cleaning kit. So I bought one of the cleaning kits that came with everything, and a pull through, and that cost me about 30 quid. And it actually took 20 pull throughs to get it clean. As soon as it started getting clean, I then tested it on the backyard at 20 yards, and like I say, 14 shot groups. It tended to like longer pellets. The QYS 9.56 grains did really well. Hades did well. 10.34 grain JSBs did well. H&N Barracuda Light did well. So I think if you got any of the Barracuda range of H&N or Bisley Magnums, they'll do well through it. I put the Terminators through, they did alright as well. The ones that didn't do well were the short waisted pellets like H&N Field Target Trophy, Acupel. They won't do well through it unless it just needs more of a polish, but they just seem to fly all over the place in comparison. And it didn't like the knockout slugs either. And I'm putting that down to the barrel, because I noticed when I cleaned it, there's quite a tight choke on this. Very tight, in fact. So the last 2 inches, you get there on the pull through and you really have to tug it to get it through. So slugs tend to like either non-choke barrels or lightly choked barrels, but this didn't get on with them. But all the rest of the pellets, apart from the short skirted ones, it really liked. So with the rifle then, it came as it is now, but minus the bipod and the scope. You get a hard case with it. Downside to the hard case is there's not enough room to mount a scope on it. So I've got a scope where it's quick release scope, so I just fit the rifle in and put the scope by the side of it, so it's not a problem. You get a single shot loader. The magazine's load from the left, so pull back, pushing in from, where is it? It's right, isn't it? That's that way around, I think. Yeah. So it loads in from the left, open side on the right. It's one of them where you can roll a pellet in. So that is the magazine. So a single shot. I would imagine Darko Dilorco could sort some of these out. And if you look at the magazines, they're exactly the same as what you'd find on a Krall or say the Webleys. And they're the ones where you turn them all the way around. You can put your first one in and then fill the rest up. The first one locks it in. And it's not one of these where it's an arse rate upwards one where you stick one in upside down, turn it all the way around, put the first one in and it locks it in place. Same again, they load from the right. That way. Like that. And when you fire the last shot, it won't let you cycle the bolt forward, so it saves you firing off empty round. So it's got a blanking plate. It should all do that, really. Came with 4 Allen keys, and it looks like, well, I would imagine it was 4, but I could only see 3 seals in here. Because it should have 2 seals for the fill probe, and it's only got 1. There's 2 slightly larger ones, which I would imagine those are breech seals. But you get a fill probe like that, but you don't get the adapter. Why on earth they don't make probes now with the adapters built in like some of the Chinese ones, I don't know. Just easy enough to machine one. But that is basically that. Now what this did remind me of, and what a lot of the Reximex rifles remind me of, are other well-known branded rifles out there. So this one, if you look at the Airmax Cayman, it's very similar in its looks as an Airmax Cayman. They do another one called the Reximex Pretensis. The rest of the world know it as a Daystar, and that looks a hell of a lot like an Air Arms Ultimate Sporter. Then they come out with the Reximex Ixia for us, or the Reximex Throne for the rest of the world, and they look a hell of a lot like FX Impacts. They also do one called the Reximex Tormentor for the rest of the world. We know, I think they call the Myth in this country, and that's a more compact one. It's got a bottle on the rear, it's got a cylinder at the front, gives you plenty of shots. That's complete with the case and everything. They also do one called the Akura. I've not seen that in this country yet, but that is basically a thumb old stock synthetic rifle with a front bottle on it. The Ixia's got a bottle on it, but it's an alloy bottle. It's not the carbon fibre, but I think you can get carbon fibre bottles to fit it, so I expect the price to be more on that. I think the Ixia's, which is a top of the range one, it's regulated. Not sure, it might even be double regulated, but that comes in around £650–680. And then they've got a really nice pistol out called the Mito or Mito in this country. The rest of the world it's known as the RP or the RPA. The RP has got a stock on it, of synthetic stock that you can clip on when you're not using it as a pistol. You can use it as a carbine. And the RPA is the one in walnut, which is just called Mito walnut in this country. So that is the different rifles that they do and pistols, and I think they're going to be really good sellers. if they are connected to Kral in any way, Kral's got a lot of experience now. So maybe they are getting some help from them, I don't know, but to be honest, these are really nice straight out of the box. Like I say, if you get any of these rifles, make sure to give the barrel a really good clean before you use it, and I think you'll do well. Now, like I say, I've done testing with probably about 9 different pellets now. Like I say, only the short-waisted pellets seem to do no good. The rest of them are just going straight in the same place all the time. So you're getting like little fingernail group sizes, like you get definitely all under 5p anyway, at 20 yards. So I'm expecting them to do well further out. I've not been able to get down to the range to do anything with it, and I won't be able to get down till next week now. So I've got to self-isolate because I'm going in hospital for an operation on Tuesday. So hopefully by after the weekend I should be back to normal again. So that is basically it for now. Like I say, you get everything. You even got their own caps that come with it. So you got a Reximex cap. So really good value rifle. This one was £475 from Solware. So they will vary depending on where you get them from, but that's the sort of price you'll pay, between 470, 480 probably, depending on where you go and look. I did notice that the Reximex Pretensus Leicester air guns, really nice rifle, around £460 I think. Got a really nice muzzle brake stroke air stripper on. If you do a Google search, Terry Dow did a review on one, and he was really happy with it. So there's finally a decent rifle out there at a decent price that can hopefully give you some really good feedback, and you don't have to go out there and spend £1,000 or whatever or more. So if you're just getting into shooting, I would definitely recommend it. I mean, if it's shooting this well now and I've not done anything to it, just imagine what it could be like. I mean, it's a definitely improve with a regulator, because obviously when a rifle's not regulated, and if it's got 150 shots, you're probably going to get a massive shot curve for that sort of shot count. So you might be anywhere from 10 foot-pounds up to nearly 12 foot-pounds in the shot curve firing that many shots. But with fitting a regulator in it, which I'd probably about another 90 quid to it, if you could do it yourself, you could really get 200 shots out of them, and they'd all be the same across the whole shot string. Another nice touch on this one, on the left hand side you've got a little window and it's got the serial number of the rifle in. So there's just some really nice touches. It can be decocked, so it's on safe now I think. So just squeeze the trigger, and under control you just let the side lever go forward. But that for now is the Reximex Regime, and I'll catch you in the next video.